This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're looking at for Week 10. That is right, we are already on Week 10, Thursday Night Football. If you watched any NFL show that we dropped for Week 9, you made a ton of money. We went perfect. We hit everything in Thursday Night Football show. We hit everything in Sunday Night Football show. We hit everything in the Monday Night Football show. We did not miss. This perfect Week 9 comes on the heels of us just winning the #1 most accurate NFL prediction app in the world. If you guys didn't hear about that, well, means you're not checking your email. We've blasted it to you. AP News covered it. There's a site that took they took top 8 research apps that existed and they put it in like a tournament, March Madness bracket style. And what they did is they picked 5 picks using the app, NFL props using the app. And they kind of just like, okay, which of these 2 apps were more profitable? They move on to the next round. And of course, yours truly, we crushed it. We are the most accurate app out of every single one on the planet. And I proved that again to you in Week 10 Week 9, when we hit every single play we covered on our YouTube shows. So now we're here with Week 10, hoping to continue that fire run. Something I do want to continue stressing, these kind of reminders here aren't for my benefit, these are for your benefit, but I did have to put this one up because it seems like a lot of you people are still making excuses why you're not in the Discord, and it's costing you a lot of money. You have to join the Discord. It's not, I recommend you join the Discord, or you probably should join the Discord. You have to join the Discord. The amount of benefit the Discord is to your bankroll is insane for you to be like, you know what? I know Discord is a free to download app, and I know that the community chat room that PlayerProps.ai have, they have a free version that I can learn from everybody. I can ask as many questions as I want to. Everybody's helpful and welcoming, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. And I know it's going to make me a ton more money than not being in the Discord, but yeah, I don't want to join that. See how dumb that sounds? It's silly. You have to join the Discord. It is the whole system. You're joining a system. You're not just downloading an app. You are joining a system. You are joining a community. The app, that's where you find all the data. That's where you find all the projections. The community is where you find all the guidelines. It's where you find all the help. Because maybe when you look at this for the first time, you may not know exactly what everything is, how everything works. And even though every single tool has this easy to see tap to learn button that teaches you how to use each tool, which you may have already been skipping over and not clicking yet, there's 18,000 people in Discord that are more than happy to answer any question you have. Again, no such thing as a dumb question. So stop being silly and get in the gosh dang Discord. There are no excuses. Get in there. Now, the reason why we have BetMGM pulled up is for DraftKings and FanDuel. They clutched in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, they've been clutching their pearls. And what I mean by that is on Tuesday, which is when we record our Thursday Night Football show, they're afraid to release prop lines too early because apparently people that use PlayerProps.ai are eating them alive. So they're like, we'll wait till closer to lock to drop lines so we don't lose too much money off of people using PlayerProps.ai. But BetMGM's like, screw it. If they don't want to take action, we'll take action. You can bet our lines right now. So there's a lot more things available from PlayerProps being offered by the BetMGM app over the other ones. That's why we have it pulled up. We'll see what we can find. Pretty positive on receiving yards. There's no trifecta over the under, which is fine. Let's move the line here to, 36. So we got the Denver Broncos and the Vegas Raiders. I'm not sure if this is going to be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game before I even look at what the total is or what the projection for the total is. I mean, I got Bo Nix in a lot of my fantasy leagues, which luckily he's one of the top fantasy QBs right now this season. Only in the fourth quarter. This man sucks 3 quarters every game. In the fourth quarter, he just puts on some magic. Some Fitz magic, if you will. But that being said, on the over side, hold on. There are no receiving players that have a negative difference, so everybody's projected to go over. Let's pay attention to the trends here. Denver has a pretty stout pass defense. They've only allowed the 23rd most total passing yards out of 32 teams. But they've allowed a lot more than their season average in the last 3 games. They actually ranked 11th most total passing yards in the last 3 games. The reason I stress that is because people are still asking me what this means. And I also color code it to make it easier to understand. We're going under here, but color codes are based on over. If it's over, you want green. If you're going under, you want to see red. So we're going under, we want to see red, right? But there's no under difference out of all the receiving players that have the line of 36 or higher. So the question is, are we going over anybody? Vegas passing defense has been mid all season. Out of 32 teams, they're right smack dab there near the middle, 14th most in total pass yards allowed, and they haven't really changed much in the last 3 games, 12th most. So both of these teams are right next to each other in allowing the 11th most and 12th most passing yards. The biggest difference we have is Troy Franklin. I feel like last game he was targeted a bunch, and the fact he only got 27 yards is crazy. I feel like I watched this game for a hot second on TV, and I felt like it seemed like he was targeted a lot. But maybe I'm thinking about the Dallas game. Did Denver lose a receiver? I don't think so. Pretty sure everybody's healthy. They got Ingram. They got Cortland Sutton. They have Troy Franklin. Looks like I caught the app in the middle of an update. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that's... I think Troy Franklin's moved into the slot, I think. Receiving-wise, I don't know. Hold on. We're on the 6th. I think I changed the date before it loaded, so it didn't like me. There we go. I like to jump the gun sometimes. So yeah, these are... Oh, so DraftKings does have some receiving props, just not all of them. But there's not much difference. Like, head-to-head in his last 365 days, he hasn't hit this line. The season, he's only hit this line 44% of the time. Half the time over the last 10 games. 1 of the last 5 games. Nothing I'm in love with there, so we're going to go to another stat. I know Bo Nix likes to run a lot, but I don't like quarterback rushing yards. Man, there's like no green. Like there's nothing sexy about these defenses that we found yet. Denver's got a stout pass and rush defense. They're 26th in total pass yards allowed this season, 25th in total rush yards allowed. So Denver's defense over the course of the season is pretty stout, and they haven't really budged too much. They've only bumped up to number 19 over the last 3 games average. And again, same thing as I said before. Las Vegas mid 17 hasn't changed much, currently at 12th. So there's nothing too sexy about these. But what's interesting is that aside from the quarterbacks, every other player is projected to go under their line. Barely here. Ashton 0.6%. 7. RJ Harvey 10. I feel like RJ Harvey, who's the best running back in the NFL because he came from UCF, is not giving the opportunity. Here's all his games so far, his career. Crushed it. And why is that? Because he's given opportunity. And because he's a home run running back. What that means is he has elite breakout speed and cut speed. to, if he gets one little slimmer of a gap from the offensive line, he can take off at 100 miles an hour. So he can get 21.5 on one carry easily. But it's just the coach has to figure out if they want to keep giving him looks. I feel like he gets more looks out of the passing game than he does the running game. J.K. Dobbins, 72.5. This line was up at 73, down to 72. I don't know if rushing yards is what we're going to go with. I'm trying to just see if there's any green on anything. We already know there's no green on passing yards because we already looked at that with the receiving props. But yeah, like, look at this. Like, the projection is almost spot on with the available line. Like, barely any difference there. So we're not doing a passing yards prop. Take a gander at reception. So we added something new if you guys didn't see last week. See this new thing here? It's a new little sexy thing here. It's target share. So what do we constantly want to add things to PlayerProps.ai to make it easier for you guys to quickly recognize if something's good or bad. And on that note, I have been hinting at version 3.0 coming out. We have something that makes it even easier and quicker. But I'm not going to talk about it more about that. It's not out yet. You don't get any more secrets. But target shares. So target share is out of all of the targets of any quarterback on the team or any player on the team has thrown to a receiving target, whether it's a running back, a receiver, a tight end, doesn't matter. Out of all of the targets, and it has to count as a target. So if like the quarterback just throws it like out of bounds on like a scramble, that's not a target. If it's considered a target, which means that the quarterback tried to get the ball to that receiving person, out of all of them, how many of those targets were directed at this specific player? So I believe the green range is 20% or higher. Because if you get 20% of your team targets, that's pretty good. Out of all of the players that can exist on a team, and you get 20+%, that's green. A little bit under that is yellow, and then red I think is like less than 9 or less. So all these players are getting 20% or more of the targets, which is interesting. The only problem is so they're all, Jacoby Myers is the only one that has a negative difference. Nothing here, nothing here. But we're back to Troy Franklin again. It's crazy that these two players, Troy Franklin and Courtland Sutherland, make up for 41.2% of the entire team's targets. 41.2%. That means Bo Nix is only looking at these two guys. The accuracy is also crazy here. 83.3% through 12 games recorded. If the AI said under, it got it right. If the AI said over, it got it right. 83.3% of the time. And the target share is there. I also love this feature that we added last season. So the gray is how many total targets they got. And then the actual color, the number, is how many of those they caught for receptions. So yeah, I was right. So I said this when we were looking at his receiving yards. I said he was targeted a lot. 10 targets is insane. He caught 4 of them. But if we go back to his receiving yards, he caught 4 targets for 27 yards. I was right. I knew I was right with what I was saying. He was peppered the entire game. 10 targets matches his season high that he had against the New York Giants. This man is getting targeted the last 3 games, 10, 8, and 10. AKA, he's getting a lot more looks. He's got 20% of the team's season targets. 10, 8, and 10, 8, and 10, and his line is 3.5. So if he gets, let's say, 8, he just has to catch half of them, half of the targets. He got 10 targets here, and he only caught 3, which is alarming. We don't know if that's more he sucks or Bo Nix sucks at giving him a good ball. But he also got 3 targets on 4. So he got the same amount of receptions, or 3 receptions. Same amount of receptions, 4 targets, 10 targets. So yes, he's getting peppered. when we run into a situation where we're considering a player's receptions or receiving yards line, if you've listened to anything I've taught you this season and last season, is you want to think which one is most likely to happen. Is it more likely that he gets less than 4 receptions, so 3 or less, and hits his receiving yard line, which was, what was that again? 38.5. Is it more likely that he hits that he gets 39 or more yards with 3 receptions or less, or is it more likely that he gets less than 39 yards with 4 receptions or more? And his Houston game kind of answered that for us. He has peppered 10 targets, which is insane. It is a huge number. 10 targets is great. Like, if you have him on your fantasy team, you can only pray that your receivers get at least 10 targets from the quarterback. Granted, he only caught 4 of those, but it answers the question. He can catch 4 catches and get less than 39 yards because he did that the last game. So, I think what we're thinking here, I don't think we've done an over receptions prop all season. We've done an under receptions prop. I don't know if we've done an over one or not. So he's clearly getting short route stuff. Marvin Mims questionable. I mean, if he doesn't play, that only enhances the looks to Troy Franklin. Let's look at the team stuff to see what exactly perfect. So Denver is a massive favorite. They're minus 485 money line. They're essentially a 9.5, 10-point favorite. But the eye says this game's going to be a lot closer. That's what we like to see. Because the more of a blowout win somebody has, the less they pass the ball. But the AI is saying, hold up. The sports books are saying they have an 83% chance, because that's what minus 485 means. The AI is like, it should only be 75. It's still a big favorite, but it shouldn't be that high. I think here, because the AI says it's going to be a closer game, and because 4 receptions, like if he gets 10 targets, I can only assume he's going to get 4 receptions again. I mean, that just makes the most sense. We just hope that he gets targeted the same. So I guess I actually have a question here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the previous game. You're just on my phone here, so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Broncos-Texans. It was 18-15 win for the Broncos. Did Mims play in that game? Okay, Mims didn't play that game, so he was out. And then Troy Franklin got 10 targets. He actually had 4 more targets than Courtland Sutton. So it was RJ Harvey with 5, who caught all 5 of them because he's the best running back in the NFL. Courtland Sutton had 6 targets, with only 1 of them being a 30-yard touchdown catch. And then Troy Franklin was peppered with 10. So if Mims, which we checked on the player page for Franklin, so the receiver, I'm not sure if that, I feel like Troy will still get some targets because Mims, what was the last game? So the game before that, we said he had 8, right? So let's go to the game before that for the Broncos. Broncos destroyed the Cowboys 44-24. Mims had 1 target, but 3 rushing attempts, which is interesting. Troy Franklin had 8 targets, caught 6 of them for 2 touchdowns. One of them being a 26-yarder. So that's also interesting, because I just asked the question earlier of which one's more likely, that he can get 39 yards or that he can get 4 catches. If you can get 1 catch at 26, I'm trying to think here. Let's see, 10 targets. His longest last week was 13. So he's had, yeah, if we go back to his game here. So this is the first game of the season. The Jets game, I think, was the London game, right? Or was that the Giants game? This game here. So he's never had a game this season where he's had less than 4 targets. So that is also interesting to note. Every single game he's had 4 targets. He's never had a game where he's caught all of his targets, but he's been targeted at least 4 times. So in theory, if he doesn't get less than 4 targets, and in theory he catches them all, then he should be able to get the 4 receptions here. But it looks like even in games that Mims plays, I'm going to go back one more game to the Giants game here. I'm going to see what Mims was doing. Okay, so Mims had 7 targets. Yeah, so Mims was starting. Mims was healthy. Courtland Sutton had 10 targets. Mims had 7 targets, and Franklin had 10 targets. That's 27 targets between those. But that was the game where Franklin only caught 3 of them because he's a psychopath. But which one is more likely? Him catching 4 balls or him getting 40 yards? Man. It's the question, ladies and gents. I mean, he caught 3 receptions in these 2 games. 3 receptions for 19 yards, 3 receptions for 19 yards. So I have to believe receptions. We're not doing longest reception again. I have to believe. Well, actually, what is his projection? He's projected to get a 20-yard catch. But anywho, yeah, I'm gonna say that's what I'm gonna go with here. For this one for Thursday, I think we're gonna go with this. But I'm curious to see. I don't think any book would have him at less than 3.5, but it's always worth checking because we always want to shop the best lines. What are we going to do for receptions? Yeah, so it's interesting that Fanatics actually has him at 4.5. So that's interesting to note. And ESPN Bet doesn't have him at all. But every single book projects him to get over 3.5. So you see minus 144, minus 134, minus 150. Every book has him implied, an implied projection, implied chance of him getting at least 4 receptions. But if you're going to get this on any sports book, there's a reason this is highlighted bright green, because it's telling you if you're going to bet Troy Franklin at 3.5, you're going to get paid more money by betting on DraftKings than any other sports book. And that's what it means. If you're going over, you want to do minus 134. If you bet this on FanDuel, you are saying, I'm okay making less money when I get a bet correct, which is a ridiculous thing to say when you think about it. Stop accepting less money. You want to make the most money possible. So just do what we teach you to do. But that's what we're going to rock with here, I think, for Monday Night Football, ladies and gents. Trusting the science. We are on a great streak. Again, we swept every single play we told you to do for NFL Week 9. We just won the award for the industry, for the world, I guess, because a lot of these apps are for not just for the US, but we are the most accurate NFL prediction app on the planet. And I'm going to continue saying that because it was pretty awesome to win that award, to win that contest. So I'm going to put like a big old badge on the front of the page of the app now that says that. But yeah. Make sure that you are doing everything in your power to set yourself up for success before the game start. If you're not in the Discord, you're not doing everything in your power. No excuses. It's a free to download app. It's a free to create account. Our Discord has a free version of it where you can learn from 18,000 other members, ask questions. No such thing as a dumb question. Nobody's going to mock you for anything. The most welcoming, helpful Discord, betting Discord on the planet. And how do I know that? Because I've been in everyone else's, and mine has 0 toxicity. We've banned all the trolls. If you want to come and be a troll, I will insta-ban you. Helpful, welcoming, get in the Discord, stop making excuses, and we'll see you guys there. Good luck.